Happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to Connection.tv. We're very pleased to have everybody on board. My name is Patrick Faneuf. I'm here with my colleague Martin Blanchard, and we're very pleased to welcome you. We have over 170 people from 6 different countries covering 7 different time zones. So very pleased to have all you on board for this English presentation of Connection.tv. A little bit of housekeeping before we start. We'll proceed with a little bit of presentation. This will be followed by a question period. After the question period, I would love to invite you to stay on the platform, roam from table to table. Everybody that is here is a part of the event industry, so a great opportunities to make new friends. And as you know, with what we all are going through right now, a new friend, I think, is just what we need. So I invite you to roam, go from table to table, meet people, talk, enjoy, make new connections. That's what the platform is here for. So without any further ado, I'll pass it over to Martin, who will begin the presentation. Thank you for being here with us.
Thanks, Pat. Thank you. Welcome, guys. Good morning to some of you. Good afternoon to some others. Good evening to some people. We got people in India tonight, and so tonight it's 8:30 or close to 9 o'clock in India, and so we're really excited about this. This is great. We've been working very, very hard in the past few months to try to reinvent ourselves and try to adapt to this new situation. And I think we came up with a pretty good solution. As you know, COVID here in North America hit pretty hard in March. And then for us, March 15th was kind of a very awkward date where we received pretty much cancellations on all of our contracts for expertise for our AV company. And so, I always give the boxer analogy where we got hit pretty hard on the chin, and for 2 weeks we were kind of numble, like what's happening here, right? And so 2 weeks later, we kind of decided to sit down and try to see how we could change our business model and try to reinvent ourselves. So starting April 1st, we sat down with our sales team at Expertise, and every morning, 9:30, coffee, everybody on Google Meet, and we would sit down and have a talk and say, guys, what are we doing? Like, what's going to happen? And so at first, we thought that events would come back in a month or 2, and we quickly realized that everything would be pushed for quite a while. So basically, we got the team together and then started to reinvent the way virtual events are done. Some of you are here for the first time and have not seen the whole presentation. So what we're going to do is we're going to show a 2-minute video. It's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Basically give you an idea of what the platform is. And then once that video is done, then we'll go into more depth. And we don't want to take much time. It's going to take probably 20 minutes, 25 minutes max. And then after that, you guys can answer. We can ask questions, and we can hopefully answer your questions. So let's go to that video.
Welcome to Connection.tv, the virtual event platform designed and engineered to promote interactive communication between attendees. Once registration is completed, the users access the Event Hub. This immersive modular space is completely customizable, allowing organizers to display logos of sponsors and partners, as well as the event signature. The hub contains multiple clickable links facilitating the navigation towards the different event locations. Other sections of the platform are accessible from the pull-down menu located in the top left corner. Let's explore the convention space. By selecting the conference they're attending, participants will be invited to a virtual table. Gathered in groups of 8, the participants can network and discuss while awaiting the beginning of the presentation. The Broadcast Center controls the center tile. This tile streams in real time the audio and video content, which can be modified by the event organizers. At the beginning of the conference, attendees' microphones and webcams are muted, and the conference broadcast fills the tile space. From this point, participants at each table can chat with the other participants at the virtual table. One simple click allows you to ask a question or interact live with the presenter in video mode. The virtual expo floor provides exhibitors with the ability to promote their products and services by presenting corporate videos, PowerPoint, or other media. From a floor plan, attendees can use the search feature or click on a logo to access the booth. We can also create a custom 3D virtual booth as an option. Multiple team-building games are available to increase attendee participation, increase engagement, and break the fourth wall. This includes real-time voting and results. The silent auction module allows organizers to manage lots, bids, and bid increments in real time. Connection.tv, the virtual and hybrid event platform.
So this gave you a general idea of what the platform is, and we're going to get into more details now. But we quickly came to the conclusion that the Zooms and the Teams and the Meets of the world were great communication tools. Don't get me wrong; they are awesome to communicate between different people. But for event, it's hard to use those platforms because they're not customizable. There's a bunch of difficulties that come around with that. So what we decided to do is to build our own. We decided to start from scratch, erase the board, and just do it from scratch. And so we realized that the whole industry could need an event-based solution for virtual events. And there's a bunch of stuff out there. We think we've got a good plan, and so far the response has been awesome. But there's other platforms available out there. I think that our platform is pretty cool.
We're a little biased on that, but I believe we have a good solution.
Exactly.
I would agree with you on that.
So after looking at everybody else and looking at all the different platforms and coming up with different ideas on our side, we decided to build our own solution so that we had full control over it. And that's the important part, is that we don't rely on Zoom or on Teams or anybody else. We rely only on ourselves. We had a great team of programmers. We teamed up with a bunch of guys from Novum Interactive, and these guys are awesome. We've been working closely with them. And so, and also what we did is we decided to share it with the whole industry. And so Expertise, our AV company, is a member of the AV Alliance. And so we've got a bunch of guys from the AV Alliance here today with us on different tables. And then we have a bunch of guys from the RSN in North America, and that is awesome. We got guys from Boston, we got guys from LA and San Francisco and Raleigh, and so this is really cool because we're sharing this with the people that are working with us, and now they can use the solution as well. And so right now we're broadcasting live from our studio in Montreal. So we have a small studio that we built at the Metropolitan Golf Club in Montreal. So right now it's kind of a torture because we see golfers going out, for rounds of golf, and we're sitting here in the studio, but for a good cause. But the main feature of the platform, and just to say about studios, the studio can be anywhere, right? The studio can be in Geneva, or it could be in New Delhi. It could be anywhere around the world. And we've got we've got Quebec City or La Pocatière. We've got a great network of companies who all have different studios, and we can make use of that. And so if you had speakers in Chicago or speakers in Paris, no problem, we've got the network for you guys. And so this is one of the key features, is that we can broadcast from anywhere around the world. You could eventually broadcast from home and be sitting at home and broadcast. So this is one of the features that's going to come pretty soon. The main feature of the platform is having those virtual tables. And the reason being is that we decided to do there's no point in doing an event where everybody's looking at the same thing, just like if you were seated theater style in a meeting room, because virtually you're not seated next to people, you're seated alone at home. So we decided to do this in kind of round tables where you got 8 people, 9 plus yourself, sitting at a table, being able to discuss and talk to your friends, meet new people, network, and then once the event starts, like you saw, everything becomes full screen. And at the end of the event, then you can, say, talk to the folks around the table and say, hey, what are you thinking about this or that? And so the 8 or 9 people, including yourself, the reason being is that there's 2 reasons behind that. One of the reasons is that we think that over 10 people on a Zoom call or on a Teams call, it becomes hectic. We've all had meetings with 20 people where it's, in French we say it's the bordel, right? Everybody tries to talk on top of one another. It's not fun. So what we decided to do is limit it to a smaller group so that it becomes easier to speak to one another. And also the graphics. It's fun to have 8 windows around the broadcast center. So everybody's sitting around the event. And that was one of the nice idea that we had was to, make it graphically look interesting. It's scalable. You can have as many tables as you want. We can go up right now to about 12,000 participants into a single event. We will increase that number. And so, and one of the great features also is the ability to use your own event signature. And that's really important for organizations that want to talk to different people. We want them to be able to customize the platform the way they want, put their sponsors, put their logos, and just make it look their own. The platform allows multiple feed, so you can have multiple live feed at the same time in different various rooms. The platform allows for multiple breakout sessions, whether they're live or on demand. And so this is important because if you had a major conference where you had 1 live plenary but 15 breakouts, totally doable on the platform. The exhibit space, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the exhibit space. It's not, right now you can go and look in the platform. You'll be able to go and, I think there's 3 booths there, and they're just examples. Pat is going to talk to you when the exhibit space is going to be live, but the exhibit space is awesome because now you can create 3D custom booths, and one of the nice features is that you have access to put a live virtual table at every booth. So if you're a company and you want to exhibit somewhere, you would have a live virtual table where one of your representatives is sitting there and people visiting can go and talk to that person. And then there's a possibility of having multiple tables at one booth. So that's a very cool feature. Another feature is the silent auction. So if you had a foundation, if you had a charity and you wanted to raise money for whatever cause, you can use the auction, the live auction, to throw some gifts or some prizes or some, things to sell, and then people can go bid, and it's all, in real time. So you can raise a lot of money using the auction, but that auction feature can also be a merchandising feature. So you can do pretty much both. Gaming, polling, surveys, it's all in there. Pat is going to talk a bit more about it. But it's pretty complete, we think, as far as platform. So I'll let Pat go on with functionalities and to tell you when these things are going to be happening in the next few weeks. But before, I just wanted to talk about values. There's 4 major values that drove us into creating this. And I just wanted to touch base because they're really important to us, and hopefully they're important to you. But we as event professionals, and most of you are event professionals, we're driven by passion. And for us, the passion is super important because, we wouldn't be making event if there was no passion. And so passion is really important. Professionalism is very important because we got to be professional with our clients. We want to show the best of us to everybody. Satisfaction, that's a super important value. People need to be satisfied with the results they're having. They need to be completely okay with, more than okay with what they're delivering to their clients. So satisfaction to us, satisfaction to you, satisfaction to your clients. That's super important. And then the inspiration, being inspired by what you will be doing. And so those are the 4 values that I think are super important for us, and we're gonna keep those values up there because if we keep on using those values, I mean, success is not success is for sure going to happen. So I'll let Pat go on with functionalities, and he's going to go on more into the roadmap of what's going to be happening pretty shortly.
So as Martin was mentioning earlier, our goal was to provide event-based solutions in a fully integrated platform. And our inspiration was to provide a conduit to foster creative collaborations to achieve inspiring projects. Clearly, we're achieving this through the hub that you've experienced when you connected, a fully malleable space where we integrate logo, hyperlink, and various image and color scheme. The virtual tables, which you are seated at right now, and hopefully you will stay post-event to have an opportunity to connect with some of the people attending this presentation today, as well as the virtual exhibits. And Martin touched a little bit on that, having the ability to promote your product and services through a virtual booth and have a connection with people where you can share a PDF and PowerPoint presentation, corporate videos. You can do live demos. So there's a bunch of various things that are extremely important to all the potential, not only sponsors, but exhibitors who are looking for a conduit to promote their products and services. As some of you may know, we've went through multiple rounds of beta testing. I believe the first beta test was about 6 weeks ago. So we have enhanced a lot of the features that you are experiencing right now. This includes the user interface as well as the administrator interface. So a portion of the platform that you're not exposed to right now, but all the back end on how do you create an event in Connection.tv? How do you create the virtual table, integrating logos? So all that back-end interface has been enhanced as well as the virtual exhibit hall, which will continue to evolve as time goes on through our development roadmap. Do you mind switching the slide, please? Thank you. I've got my personal switcher. We're COVID, so we're COVID reliant. So he's handling the remote. I'm not touching any of this. So we're also hard at work with new features that are coming September 14th. That is the video recording of a live broadcast, as well as the metadata and analytics report, the integrated registration solution, silent auction module that Martin was talking about earlier, enhance sponsorship opportunities in incorporating hyperlinks that link directly to a sponsor landing page and stuff like that. And we're expanding the metadata reporting. So one of the key features there is when we're running a virtual event, we have the ability to understand and track the navigation of the users through the platform. So that allows us to provide post-event reports to provide recommendations on how we can better enhance the quality of the communications through the event by looking at the actual movement of the attendees on the platform. So very interesting stuff that's going to be coming soon. We're also adding a screen sharing within a virtual table, just like what we were talking about earlier for the exhibits, but to actually do it at the virtual table in a conference mode. Also something that a lot of people are looking forward to, which is the polling, voting, and surveys fully integrated onto the platform, as well as additional customizable upgrades. October is another round of additional modules that will be integrated in the platform. So static 3D booths for virtual exhibits are going to be available starting in early October. So basically you got to picture a 3D render, and we'll have various templates where we can integrate content links, hyperlinks, and various other things to really customize the environment to the exhibitor's need. Automated deferred broadcast conference. What does that mean? You're recording a live broadcast, and we can pre-program it to go straight to the on-demand portion of the conference upon completion. So we're automating a lot of these processes to avoid mistakes, manual entry, so on and so forth. So that's coming early October, as well as a panel discussion management module. So in other words, where we have different panels from people from different places, various studios, home presentations, so on and so forth. We're looking at integrating that into one module. And last one is going to be the picture-in-picture broadcast of the conference while you're navigating through the platform. So, for example, you're going to go look at the different items for bid in the silent auction. You'll be able to navigate through the platform while keeping the conference, the video and the audio going. That way you're not missing anything as you're making sure that that item is yours, and you'll be able to secure a bid on that one. And also the integrated simultaneous interpretation module. So for all of our international customers and customers that are looking for multilingual solutions, this is something that will be fully integrated in the platform in October. So sort of a roadmap of where we're at, new things to come. We've got a 3-year full development roadmap, so a lot of additional features are going to be coming on board further down the line. We're also getting amazing feedbacks from our customers. Martin didn't mention, very humble guy, but we had our first show yesterday. So we launched on the 1st and had our first show on the 2nd with a financial institution here locally. So very proud that on the 2nd day of launch, we were able to have our first customer, and we've got a lot of stuff coming up, a lot of onboarding happening. We've got commitments from various customers. So I'll pass it over to Martin to finalize, and then we'll go to the question period.
Thanks, Pat. Thanks, awesome. Pat was saying we had an event yesterday, and this was awesome because look at this idea. These guys did a presentation on a new product that they have. It's a financial institution. And so they had a room where they had a bunch of people listen to that new presentation. But then after that, they sent everybody to a second room where they had a sommelier from a live studio. Everybody had received a bottle of wine, several bottles of wine actually, and they did a virtual wine tasting, and that is super cool. I think this idea is just incredible. So there's many ideas coming up, and people are coming every day. They're saying, oh, we can do this and that, and so this is the great part of it. If for some of you who have not had a personal one-to-one presentation, just send me an email, martin@connection.tv. Send me an email, and we'll get one of the team members to answer back and to make sure that you can get at a personalized presentation, and you understand all the features. I know everything is fast. We're 20 minutes into it, and the idea was to do it fast because I know your time is very valuable. We're going to go to the question period, and let me explain how it works, right? So everybody's seated at different tables. You have in the top corner of your screen, top right corner of your screen, a take. What's the name? Take.
Prendre la parole.
Prendre la parole.
Sorry, I forgot the English word for it.
Forgot the English translation. Anyway, ask a video question or go live. And so if you decide to ask me a question, ask us a question, you can click on that button, and you're going to be put in a waiting room, a waiting queue of people that wants to take questions. And also, you can write a question. So there's two options there. If you're too shy to come live in front of everybody, you can write in your question. We have monitors in front of us looking at what's happening. And so you can write in questions, just click send, and we'll see them. And then if you want to talk to us, don't hesitate. I think we have a first candidate, Jason Showers. He wants to ask a question, and you can. What we're going to do is once we send him live, he's going to have a 5-second countdown, and then after 5 seconds, he's going to be live with us. And so I've got Jason Showers. Jason, your mic is muted, so don't forget to unmute your mic. And then once your mic is unmuted, then we can talk, and we should hear you. Jason, how you doing?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
Awesome. So, Jason, where are you at?
I'm with Advanced Staging Productions in Westchester, Pennsylvania.
Oh, great.
How's Ryan doing? He's doing all right?
Yeah, he's doing well. They're at our table. Him and Steve and Bill are all at a separate
awesome
computer in our lunchroom.
Good to see you guys.
Thanks so much. I want to experience what the live question was like. This is a very exciting feature that very few platforms we've seen. Actually, no platforms have this feature where we can come live and talk to the presenters. I did have a question, something that came up just now while we were watching this presentation. The virtual table is awesome. I wondered, did you consider, or was it technically possible to have a very small video preview like I have of myself, of my table mates, also on that side panel, during the live presentation as a way to feel even more connected to the group.
I'll take that one. So when you're seated at the virtual table, the presentation becomes full screen. There's a toggle that where you can go between mosaic mode or presentation mode. I believe there's 4 arrows pointing. So that gives you the ability to see the virtual tables, people seated at your virtual tables while you're attending the conference. So when you go back to your virtual table after you're in the question period zone, you'll be able to see you can go to mosaic mode versus presentation mode. So yes, there is a possibility to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, but then that would also take the presentation to be one of the 9 tiles. Correct?
That is correct. That is correct.
Okay. All right.
That is correct.
Cool.
Thank you for your question.
Awesome. Thank you for
Appreciate it.
your question. We're going to go to a written question. We got somebody asking, I think Alan is asking, the audio seems to be low for us. It went out for a while and then down again. Not sure if it's coming from us or if it's over, like we would need to, look into that, but there might be there might be an issue on our side. I'm not sure. I don't think the audio guy played with the audio, so I don't know if it's the internet. Virtual, it's hard to figure out, but we'll try to figure out a way. I don't know if anybody experienced that, and if so, just let us know, and we'll try to figure out if that was a problem on our side. We have a question from Alan. Alan Ware, what is the maximum number of people that can be in a table? So basically, right now we have 9 people at every table. So you got 8 people around the table plus yourself. So that's 9 people altogether. The idea is to be able to increase that to 16. So 16 plus yourself would be 17, I think. We're not doing it right now just because we just want to make sure that it works fine with 8 or 9 people, and then we'll eventually increase it. So that's the answer to that. We got Rob from AVFX in Boston, I imagine, Massachusetts. How you doing, Rob? Can you hear me?
I'm doing good. I hear you great.
Awesome.
I have a question that I've gotten from a few clients. I'm trying to get this happening for a couple of late October events. The registration feature that's fully integrated into the platform. And is there a way to connect charging if you want to charge for a ticket? And is there also a way on one event if you want to have some charge and some non-charge for different levels of attendees?
Yes, we've integrated, and that's what we are finalizing, is the integration of an API through a Ticketmaster, some sort, called the Point Vount, which is a local company here. But there's point of sales in English. There's also other opportunities should some customers want to choose their own registration module to look at the API and see how we can integrate that into the platform. So as of now, yes, we have one solution for that. How we would differentiate the non-paying customers versus paying customers, we might need to go offline to look at that and the specifics of that. But it is a possibility, absolutely, and that some of those features will be integrated in a platform starting early October.
And one other question about that, the auction, silent auction function, when is that scheduled to be operational?
I think it's early October, or no, actually it's September. It's mid-September.
Mid-September, in a couple of weeks.
And basically, just to talk about auction, we're going to be using Shopify, which is a well-known site that's going to be white labeled to us. So clients will be able to open a Shopify account and then get all the money directed. The money doesn't come through any of us. The money goes directly to their account using the Shopify account. And then it's all white label, so we'll put all the items up for grabs in the auction. People that will bid on it will have to go pay those items through the Shopify account. So we'll come up with that feature within a week or two. Should be out soon.
And the billing of that is just sort of a transaction fee, and that everything else is included in the overall
exactly.
charge?
Credit card based. There's a transaction fee to cover the Visa, MasterCard, Amex fees, basically.
But these would all be handled through the marching account of the organization, but it doesn't channel through us.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob. We have a written question from Richard. Is there a way to contact tech support during the conference? That's a good one, because I know we came up with a new version of the platform, and I'm wondering if that question mark on top, in the top right corner, is that, if it's that the contact tech support. And you guys would be better than me. If you click on it, you'll know, because I haven't seen it. So anyways, this is, yes, there is going to be a way. So if it's not there yet, there is going to be a way to contact tech support. Eventually, we'll have a phone number where people can call in. And it all depends on the size of the event. The smaller the events, the less tech support we need, but there's going to be definitely tech support. But if there's a bigger event, we'll put more staff to support it. We've got our friend Jason Wagner from Winnipeg, Canada. Jason, you're muted. You just have to unmute your little thing there. And Jason, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Sorry, gentlemen, I'm not very technical. And finally, thank you for the shout out for Winnipeg. That's great.
I see the Jets. I see the Jets logo in the background there.
Yeah.
I would go Jets, go, but they're out of the playoff. Come on.
I know.
Oh, the Habs aren't any better. So.
Anyway, gentlemen, back to business.
Yes.
Well, and before that, actually, my table and my client there just keeps talking about the wine they haven't received, so I appreciate that. Thank you. The question is simple. During a presentation, you're going to have multiple tables. Is there the ability to jump from table to table during the presentation? And more importantly, is there ability to lock that off so you cannot jump from table to table?
Yes, sir. There are two parts, and I'll take the lead on that one. There's two parts of your question. First part is the client has the ability to select, to put a table, like somebody, a user would have to go to a particular table. And so there's two ways of doing that. Through the invite, we can lock off a table to a certain participant, and that participant has no other choice than to click on that table. There's a free roaming option where people could, like today, right now, you have a leave table button on the top left, and if you click on that, it's going to bump you out of your tables. You're going to get back to either the hub or the menu, the table menu, and now you can go to another table, as long as that table is not full. So if there's 9 people already, you won't be able to click on it to get in, right? But if there's only 2, 3 people, or even 8 people, then you'll be allowed to get in. So Patrick was saying that we encourage you after this Q&A, if you want to go and go to different tables and meet new people. I mean, you got friends from all over the world right now. We got people from the island of Malta in the middle of the Med right now with us, and we got people from Geneva, we got people from Lisbon, people from everywhere. It's pretty awesome.
Another way, Jason, to access the different virtual tables would also be to click on the participants icon on the right-hand side, and then you'll see a list of tables, and then you can expand or minimize the tables, and there's a possibility to join through that as well. So there's two different ways, whether through navigation or just going through the list of participants on the right of your screen.
And those options can be locked off or can be open, meaning if you click on participants and you open a table, you see the names of the people there, so you can, let's go see this guy, right? And then you go in, but you could lock it off if the client said, no, I want this to be private and people at different rooms. So different ways.
That's fantastic. You guys are doing a great job. Really impressed, really proud. It looks fantastic.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
Thanks, my friend.
Thank you.
So we have another. Do we have other written question? Can we see the back end control screen, please? This would have to be done personally, so we would have to set up a meeting because I can't show it live. I don't think I can show it live right now, but we can definitely, if you send me an email, I'll look you up with one of the team members, and we can show you, share screen and show you what the back-end module looks like. But definitely, yes, we can show you that. And it's important that you know what's available, meaning it's important to know where you can go and what you can do while the session is going on. So yes, we have this option. We have another video question. So Rich, I don't know if it's Rich that's going to be coming, or Alan, or we've got Bulverton 12. Not sure, not sure what your first name is, but
it's Bill Overton from.
Hey, Bill, how you doing, Bill?
Hey, thank you guys so much for the time today.
No problem.
Just a quick question. We're all in our virtual table right now within Creative Visions. And our question is, we've got a particular need for this, but in terms of archiving the live chat, do we get a report of the live chat? Because it's something that's going to be important, I think, to our customer to be able to get all of that conversation that goes on during a virtual table.
That's a very interesting question, and absolutely, it is possible to export reports from the live chat. That is still something on the export portion that we're working on, but when the conference ends, the chat windows stay populated so we can go back post-conference and extract and export some of that stuff. We're still working on the export portion, but the data is all there. So it's just a matter of programming that portion. But it's a great question, absolutely a feature that's extremely important. To expand on that, also the questions. If we don't go through all the questions, we get some written questions. Those could be kept and answered post-event through a different channel.
Yeah, and I'm just going to add to this where we can record the event, but we cannot record the virtual table just for privacy issues unless we would send out a release from everybody participating. So we will not be recording a virtual table as per se, but we can get all the chat that happened in there and find out. Yep.
Understood. So not if we bring up a mosaic, we can't record that part of it within the virtual table, but we can take all this chat that's going on.
Yeah,
correct.
If the client, if everybody releases, then we could record. It would be easy to record a virtual table, but again, for privacy issues, we'd rather not do it now unless the client says, yes, I've got everybody's authorized it, and yes, we can do it. So fine. Yep.
Great. Thank you, guys. Keep making good progress.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks. Good to talk to you. We got a written question, and you guys have great questions today. We got a bunch of tech.
Clearly we got techies on.
Yeah, we got techies on the conference today. So how much control do you have over the settings of someone asking a question from a table? Can you mute their audio and video? I don't know, Pat, if you can answer this because I'm not sure.
Yes, absolutely. So we have a conference operator that feeds us the questions. So as you're clicking to either ask a video question or document your question, we get the list, and that person basically chooses to broadcast the next question over and over. So if something goes a little bit astray, yes, we have a possibility to either mute that microphone. Webcam, I'm not sure that I would have to get back to you on, but definitely either the mic or just kick him out of the question period ultimately. So yes, it is a possibility. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Rich. We got Rich Keith.
Yeah.
Where are you at, Rich?
Don't forget to mute.
You're muted right now. Just unmute your. It's got to be the most single thing we've heard in the past 5 months. Sorry, dude, you're muted. We've heard that multiple times every day in different Zooms. And how you doing, Rich?
I'm glad you reminded me about the mute button. So, Rich Keith from AVFX in Boston. So far, I mean, this platform is fantastic. I do have two questions, though. With it being a bit of a complex system here, a platform, will there be any sort of tutorial video that we can send out to clients or to attendees?
Absolutely. Not only that, but as you know, Connection.tv goes through distributors and resellers. So we also have a team that will train your technical team in all the back-end stuff and how to incorporate. We also have templates for how to incorporate sponsorship within the platform. So there's various tools that we're documenting as we go, and a lot of it's already done, to equip the resellers with all the information that they need, as well as the escalation point for if an issue or if additional features are required for a specific meeting.
Yeah, and just to add on this, Rich, Steve Ayling from AVFX has offered us to help us on that and to help us, try to create more marketing tools for everybody. And I thank Steve a lot. This guy is a great man, and so we'll probably be sharing a lot of information with you guys, with the team in Boston, to be able to create some more marketing tools and aids for you guys to be able to share that with your clients, and you guys being able to be completely autonomous using the platform.
Great.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, that sort of answers my second question then, is about the exhibitions capabilities of this. My original question was, are you marketing this to associations? And then therefore, from there, associations could list, the preferred vendors.
Just to answer on this, so Connection.tv will not be selling directly to end client. Connection.tv will only be working through resellers. And the reason being is that everybody thinks it's super easy to do a virtual event. Well, guys, it's not. And we've been at it here since 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. this morning, trying to, did we take care of this? Did we take care of that? There needs to be a team of professionals working behind the scenes to make this happen. And so we think that the team of professionals is you guys. So you guys in Boston and the folks in Raleigh and the folks in California and LA and all the other ones, whether it's Malta or Lisbon or Mumbai. These guys know how to deliver events. We've got a bunch of meeting planners as well. They know how to deliver events, and so we want to work with you guys and not work with the end client so that you guys are more connected with your clients. So really, we haven't marketed the platform to associations, and we'll leave that up to you because that'll be your job to go get those clients. I mean, there's so much event going on right now. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Thanks.
Hey, Rich. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rich.
Thanks for participating. We got a question from I was talking about Malta. We've got Mark from Powerhouse in Malta, and he's asking if the chat is only between the table participants or everybody on the platform. As of now, the chat is only between participants at your table. One of the features is that we're going to be adding in the coming weeks, maybe months, is that you'll be able to select, and I think I saw this on Zoom or Teams, I can't remember, where you can select if you're chatting to a certain person, the whole group, the whole table, or the whole group. And this is going to be added eventually, Mark, so you can count on us. We'll get this going. We've got our friend Alan from Raleigh, North Carolina. Alan, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank
Awesome. Is your audio better?
It was fine audio. It was just a hair low, and I know
Okay.
our team was talking about that, so just boosting a little bit is great. So thank you, guys.
Awesome.
And, as Patrick knows, we're already partnering with you on our first two programs. I think it's about 500,000 people each. We're real confident. This adds more confidence. A couple of quick questions for you to consider. First question is, can we default to English so that folks don't need to go and select their language if we know that it's going to be an English-based audience?
That's a very good question. If not, yes, we will be able to. I can tell you that much.
Normally, it should default to your browser. So if your browser's in English, you should go in straight into English. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not working. But if my browser's in French, it would default to French. Eventually, there's going to be more languages to it. I'd be really happy to translate this into Portuguese and Spanish and all the other language around. But normally, it should default to your browser's language. And if not, we'll make sure that this happens very, very soon.
Fantastic. Next question would be, if we have an option, can we default the speaker to be on? I noticed that as you go and you transfer between tables and such, which was an excellent experience. Sometimes I come back and the default on the sound is off. Is there a way to set that to always default back on so someone doesn't have to troubleshoot that?
Again, another good point. Thank you for that, and we appreciate that feedback. So yes, we'll make sure that the center tile. So basically, what Alan's saying is when he's switching to a different table, the center tile, the presentation is muted automatically by default instead of the other way around. So that's something that we'll rectify, absolutely. And thanks for that, Alan. We appreciate that.
Hopefully, the programmers are listening right now. So.
It's great. These are small tweaks. Another question was a virtual background. Is it optional for a person to be able to come in with a virtual background?
We're working on that as well. That is something that is in the development pipeline. It just hasn't been prioritized yet. And one thing that you got to understand is when we're looking at prioritization is we're aligning that with our production schedule and with customer demand. So obviously, if someone has a request for a digital background for a show on September 23rd, well, we'll reprioritize and realign our production schedule accordingly. But that is definitely in the pipeline and coming soon. We just have not put it on the priority list yet.
Yeah.
You guys are moving quickly. You're doing incredible work and you're innovating. We're grateful for it. Thanks so much.
Thanks,
you.
Alan. Thanks for being a partner.
Thanks. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
I miss you, brother.
We're going to go to a written question. We got Nick asking, we're getting lots of requests for clickless experience. Is it possible to remove the leave table bar in order to limit attendees' button interaction? That's a really good question, and I am not sure what to answer on this. Obviously, we want to make this as simple as possible because, you know, some people are really techie, some people are really not techie, and so the less clickable links there is, the better. But again, I'm not sure if we can remove that particular clickable button. Send me an email and I'll check with the programmers. I think we can pretty much customize for different events and we can customize different stuff, but some stuff will be possible, some stuff will not be possible. So I'll have to get back to you on this. Right now, guys, we went from North Carolina and we flew all the way across the world and we're in India with our friend Felix from Reynolds I think, Felix, you're in Mumbai, are you?
No. Hi, Martin. We are in Bangalore.
Oh, you're in Bangalore. Sorry. I thought you were in Mumbai. Welcome to Canada.
South of India. So anyway, great job. It's been a big change from when we came in for the last AV Alliance presentation that you did.
Yes.
So lots of developments and congratulations to you guys. You've done a great job so far.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So a couple of quick questions. One was on the analytics. You spoke about the metadata, reports. So one question is, how long would presentations be available on your platform to download post the event?
We have various options, so we can keep on-demand feeds for an extended period of time. It's basically priced in blocks of 3 months. So basically where we would keep the presentation for an on-demand, and that could be online for years if that's the request from the customers. So in other words, once we populate, we choose when the conference is accessible and when accessibility stops. So it's something that we could say, okay, well, let's put the content online for a month and then close to that anniversary date. We say we want to extend that by another 2 months. It's something that is possible. Yeah. So there's no really time limit for that portion.
And just, Felix, just to add on to this, we're looking at 2 different models where it would be a price per user. So you can leave it 3 months in and then it's a price per user. Or it would be a block of download megabytes, basically. So, every month we would give you a report and you had 1,000 people go on the platform and they downloaded this amount of megabytes off the platform, watching on-demand stuff and going to the exhibits and going to the games or whatever. So it would be a price on a block of download megabytes, pretty much. So we're going to set that up pretty much within the next month. We'll know exactly how this is going to work.
Great. And the second question I have was, you mentioned that you have a kind of a path for the next 2-3 months in terms of your upgrades and the future developments on your site. Could you send us an email later on and just put that in writing, because it was very fast and keeping track would be easier.
Exactly.
Be able to send us an email.
Yep.
My third and final question would be, is there any chance of my team interacting with your team at any time which is convenient to you all, to be able to work with you all on seeing how the technical things actually work?
Totally.
Do a live demo here
Yep.
on a shoot in Bangalore and see it on your platform so that we are able to understand the whole back-end process a little better.
Yeah, we can set up a meeting, Felix, with all of your team directly on the platform, and we'll have Christian involved in this, and then probably Matt, our technical officer, where they're going to show you and they're going to give you a training on how to use the platform and what are the different options to be able, in the back office, what you can do, what you can't, and show you exactly, because the idea is once you're trained and once you're ready to go and you're going to do a few tests here and there, the idea is for you to be completely autonomous with this, and you don't have to call Canada to find out, hey, can I do this or that? You know, and you can find out on yourself, and you'll be completely autonomous to deliver events to your clients. So that's the idea.
And I'm gonna do a joke on sales team because I'm on the sales side of stuff, so I guess I'm okay to do that. But and Felix, just to put it in perspective, we've trained our sales team on how to set up their own demo and and they're able to do it. So if our sales team's able to do it, you know what?
Anybody can do it.
It's user friendly. The GUI is really good, and I know your team will appreciate that experience.
Oh,
as well.
for sure.
Great. Thank you very much.
Hey,
Thanks.
Now I have half of the sales team wanting to kill me, but then that's another story. Good to see you, Felix.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Felix. Thanks. We're going to go to a written question now. And so the question is from Tim. Tim Lang is in Vancouver. And how you doing, Tim? We haven't seen each other in a while. Will there be the ability for Slido or Pigeonhole style written Q&A with moderating and upvoting? And the short answer is yes. We've got a voting voting module into the platform. It's going to come out next week or in 2 weeks.
No, I believe it's October.
Is it October?
Yeah.
I thought it was, okay. So
Maybe.
October, it's going to start pretty basic, but we're going to improve it. Right now we're channeling all of our efforts into, making sure we've got everything going on perfectly. We've already got events coming up with clients that are going to be voting. We've got one coming up, and these guys are participating today, where there's going to be some sort of contest where different teams of people are going to submit videos of singing, or I'm not sure what the concept is, but people will have to vote on the platform, and that's already planned and working, and so the voting and all the moderation to it will become more intense or more, how can I say, more features will follow up in October and November. Yes, for sure.
And you were right, Martin. It is September 14th. Where
Is this?
that
Okay,
is integrated.
so yeah, September 14th, but so September 14th, the basic voting will work. More intense voting will come up in October and November. Another question. Bonjour. If a room is maxed out, is there an option to go on a waiting list to be notified when a seat opens? Right now, there's no options for that.
But that is a great idea.
It's a great idea, though.
And we'll be looking at how we can incorporate that functionality.
Yep.
One thing to know is we are working, part of the stuff that we have not mentioned, because we haven't gone past October 1st, we're working on a notification system where within the platform you would be able to get different notifications. So to integrate the waiting list to the notification elements that we're currently developing, to me, it seems like a really great idea. So thank you for that, Theresa. We appreciate it, and we'll incorporate that in our dev. We'll take a note to send you a little email to follow up on that and make sure that we give you a date for that. But great idea.
Yeah, it is a great idea. Yep, I totally agree. We have another written question from Caroline Voyer. This one is in French. The simultaneous interpretation module is not up yet, but we'll do it live, right? So I'll read the question in French. Patrick is going to translate it. Est-ce possible qu'une
Is it possible to have oh, no, sorry, you done me.
Est-ce possible qu'une portion de l'événement ne permette pas de changer de table et qu'une autre portion de l'événement le permette? You can translate that, Patrick, and if
Is
you
it
want...
possible for a portion of the event to not switch tables while another portion of the event allows it?
And
the answer would be yes on that.
Yep.
Every parameter within a conference or an event is very specific to that portion of the presentation only. So there's ways to have different rules within the same umbrella of an event, but based on different conferences. And again, I'm just amazed how people have so many great ideas that come from different perspectives.
Exactly.
Really interesting. Our industry never ceases to amaze me.
So Caroline, the short answer is oui. Ça sera possible. Et donc, on va travailler sur ça, mais ça va probablement être linké avec l'invitation. So the short answer is yes to our question, and we'll try to link it to the invitation. So every invitation is personalized, and so this you could have access to certain parts or not depending on your invitation. So yes, there's going to be not sure when, but yes, the answer is yes.
And just to piggyback on that, as far as the invitations, so when you receive an invitation, this is an individual ticket that is non-transferable. And the way the system works is that throughout the unfolding of the event, the system always, the token always checks to make sure the right keys are going through. And if they see two of the same key, then someone tried to transfer their tickets, they both get booted out of the platform. And then one of the two person can only go back through the original invitation. Important point to clarify specific to that.
Yep. We have another question coming in from Nuno11, and I don't know where Nuno11 is in the world, but Nuno seems like a Portuguese name, so maybe it's from Portugal. I don't know. But can a question be seen on the main output? Great presentation. Thank you for the compliment. And yes, the answer is yes, we can see. And I don't know if the technical team is listening in right now, but Fred, could you switch back there? Here you go. So
there you go.
So it's pretty basic. It works. You know, you can see the question and you can read it. You can, can we do something better to enhance the visual of it? Probably.
Absolutely.
Right now it's like this. So the question is yes, Nuno? Hopefully this answers your question.
And just so you know, we see that question in the framework of the platform on our end. So we just took the extract of that specific question. But we have a list of all the questions coming up as they're coming up, and as Matt, our tech in the back, are sending them to us directly, just like he just sent the new one.
Here's another question coming in from Jackie. Jackie Hooper is from Toronto, the great city of Toronto in Canada. Is there a possibility of a donate now button embedded in the main screen presentation to lead attendees to a donation page in the case of fundraisers? Wow, what a great question. Yep. And you know what? We haven't thought of it, but now that you're saying it, I think we're going to just do it, especially for galas and for fundraisers. And I know Jackie is joining us today with a bunch of guys from the Hockey Canada Foundation. Hi, guys. Never met, but we sure will. But yes, it's a great idea. And I think it could be done either on the hub or probably maybe more into the virtual auction. We would have to discuss, but this is, absolutely. The great thing about virtual is that you pretty much can do whatever you want. We just need time to do it. But,
and good programmers.
And good programmers, exactly. But once the idea is there, there's no limit to what we can do. So great idea, Jackie. We'll keep that in mind, and we'll talk soon about that because it's a great function. We've got a question coming from Tom, and I believe Tom is in Boston with AVS Specs. I'm not sure, but I think. Anyways, Tom, how you doing? It looks like you can only ask one question and you get locked out. Can this be changed? I wasn't aware of that, but thank you for telling us. Yes, it will be changed. You can ask as many questions. I think there's a moderation. So right now we've got one moderator moderating the question. Is he limiting that to you guys or not? I'm not sure, but we will find out. But no, people should be able to ask as many questions. And the administration should be, or the admin of the platform should be able to, delete the question, right now it works like that. So we get questions, we got the admin, and he's sending us the questions, but he's got the ability to delete them if they're not appropriate or for some reason. So Tom, thank you for saying that, but yes, we will look into that because this is not working properly, I guess. André Rousseau, we've got a friend from Quebec City, and the question is in French. Combien de personnes pouvons-nous connecter présentement en même temps? Not sure I understand the question correctly, but right now I think there's over 170, 180 people connected with us today. But the maximum number right now, I think we're about to 12,000 people that we can onboard into the platform in groups of 9 people. So I hope it answers your question, Audrey.
And that is expendable in some way. That this is one of the things that we're looking deeper into. We've had a request for 80,000 people on a specific event, so that's something that we're working towards. Absolutely. But one thing to keep in mind is that in every step that we do, in every move that we make in how we're developing the platform, the quality of the guest experience is key, and the quality of the broadcast, the video and the audio. So as we're expanding, we are not expanding at a cost of a lower quality. We're expanding at a rate where that is sustainable in the long run.
Awesome. Yep. Okay. We got more than 10 questions still, so we'll try to go fast because I know some people have other things to do. We've got Rui Gomez. Boa tarde, Lisboa. Como vai? Rui is from Lisbon in Portugal. The guy that is asking a question, can he share his screen, a PowerPoint, for example? As of now, no, but yes, on a virtual table. So you could share your screen with the group of 8 people that you're at. And that's going to be, it's already working for tables. So it's right now we're sharing through Google Slides. Eventually it's going to be just a share screen. So yes, at a table. Not sure if we'll be able to do it to everybody. So let's say there's 20 tables or 200 tables. Not sure if we're going to be able to share that. But at a particular table, yes, people will be able to get an admin registration and then share their screen. Another question from Ben Rumer. How you doing, Ben? How big are the TVs behind you all? These are 90-inch, I guess. I think there is. They're either 85 or 90-inch.
85.
Tech question, really. Thanks, Ben. Jonathan, can you expand on the custom 3D booth possibilities? What do we have to provide? What do we provide you as far as file types, with and without lighting and texture embedded, etc.? Patrick, you want to?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we were covering and what's coming online is the static 3D. So basically, it's more of a render than a full malleable 3D space. And we're working in partnership with a local player called Lanterne Digital, who specialize in 3D environments. So the specific as to file types and all that stuff, I would have to get back to you on that. But that integration is going to be in 2 steps. So we're looking at 2021 and further into 2021 for the additional 3D portions. But step 1 would be where, as you come into the virtual booth, the rep manning the booth would give you a 3D virtual tour. And in a further, when we talk about a 3-year development plan, so there's a lot of those features that we're incorporating. So in a further release, what we're looking at is to have each individual from their home, when they enter the booth, that can go and navigate the 3D space directly from home. So there's 3 steps to get to that. But as far as file types, that I would have to get back to you on. And lighting, textures and embedding is all things that we could do. And I believe, I'm not sure, Jonathan, if you've seen the presentation. But if not, just send us an email, Martin at Connection.tv or Patrick at Connection.tv, and we'll be able to follow up on that with specifics and a video that sort of shows you a portion of how this can be integrated. Thank you for that question, Jonathan.
We got another question coming in from Nick. Another production like this with the back-end people would be amazing. And the idea, that's just a comment, but yes. What we want to do is be able to do presentations to your whole organization and then show you the back office. So we wouldn't be doing one like this to 100 and, do it as a smaller group so people can play with it and people can, start using it and discovering stuff by themselves, but also ask questions. So yes, there will be presentations directly to you guys. We've got another question from Mark again in Malta. The mic is muted during the conference. Can it be unmuted and the table members can talk between themselves? The reason we did this is that when we go live and the screen opens up to full screen and now we're broadcasting, we automatically mute people so that they don't start talking over the conference. So imagine you got 8 people, 9 people around a table, and 2 guys decided to talk, and you're like, shut up, we want to listen to what they're saying, right? So would there be possibility? Maybe, probably. It's probably just a clickable button and then we open up the mics. We view it as more as a necessity to mute everybody so that people can listen into what the broadcaster or the end client has to say to their folks. So, but it could probably be unmuted manually. It wouldn't be automatically for sure. It'd be manually, and it probably is working. So, you know, we can chat more on this, and we can look with Chris to see if this is something that we could, you know, add in through the back office, and then people could do it. We've got Alicia Armento, a couple questions. Are attendees able to create their own schedule within the main schedule? Can Connection send out surveys post-session event? Are there any translation services or closed captioning? Pat, you want to try that one out?
Absolutely. So as far as surveys and post event surveys, absolutely. That is a feature that is rolling out in a couple of weeks. Translation services is a feature that will be fully integrated into the platform within the next 30 to 40 days. So we're looking at first week of October specific to that. And as far as creating their own schedule within the main schedule, like the notifications, all the scheduling, because to us the scheduling is sort of tied to the notification. One of the objectives would be to get to a point where if you're registered for a conference that starts at 10:15 and you're roaming virtual tables, just making new friends, just like you're going to be doing in 10 minutes or so, you get a notification saying, hey, Alicia, your conference is starting in 15 minutes or something like that. So we are looking at how we can incorporate all these things, but we're looking at it through a channel of notifications as well. So more to come on that. But the other two, the releases are already planned and in the works.
Awesome. Next question. We've got a question coming in from Amer. Amer's with CN in Montreal. How you doing, Amer? Long time no see. Can't wait to go back to the CN to do events with you guys. Are you looking to create an app for mobile device? That's a great question, Amer. iPhone, iPads, tablets, or will it be only web-based? The short answer is we want to keep it web-based. We don't want to create an app. I don't think so. That it's not in the plans to create an app. We want to make sure that every computer can use it, tablets can use it. The mobile part of it, I am not sure, and we're still talking about it and trying to think of how to do it, because the experience would be somehow weird where you're looking at a table of 8 and trying to talk. So some features could be easily implemented into a mobile device. Others are kind of weird. So we're still thinking, and I'm thinking out loud here. If you guys have ideas, shoot them through, because we're not sure what to do yet with the mobile application, or whether it's an app or whether it's web-based. It still has to be thought out, because the experience would not be the same, just to say it shortly. And I don't know, Patrick.
Well, just like the boxer analogy that you use all the time, the analogy that I use about watching a conference on a cell phone, tablet not as much, but it's like trying to watch a hockey game on a postage stamp. Like you can't really see much. That being said, we're looking at how we can optimize the web-based version for cell phones. The event that was happening yesterday, I've personally attended that event through my cell phone, so I know it works. It's, you know, the look is not as efficient as what you guys are experiencing right now. So it's something that we're continuing to develop, because we understand the possible need for it. And especially with like 5G coming on board and all that stuff, there's more capabilities that we'll be able to tap into that for this specific feature. But not sure how it would integrate into an overall guest experience. And perhaps there's only a portion that might be accessible through phones. So we're still debating internally how we integrate that. But we are already working towards an integration towards cell phone and tablets. Not sure where we're at on the tablets part. As you can understand, we can only deal with the priorities as they come, and I'm sure
tablets should be implemented now. I think it was supposed to be working fine on an iPad or any other tablets. If somebody's watching this on a tablet right now, just send us a quick note. Yes, it's working.
Doing it over.
No, it's not working, so we'll work on it. But yes, tablets are going to be working soon. We have another question from Derek at AVFX in Boston. Can I add video content to the 3D booth rendering? something like an LED wall or as a backdrop within the 3D booth? And the answer is yes. You can add pretty much whatever you want in that 3D booth. We can or you can customize it the way you want. We will give you the guidelines as what we can accept, and you will be able to either use your own creative guys, graphists to do it, or we have a graphist team in house that can also do that. And like Patrick said, Digital Lantern, our 3D booth partner, can do pretty much anything you want. So the answer is yes for that.
And the beauty of it is that on the platform, there's no rigging charges.
That's a good one. It is true. I mean, those fees can be crazy. We got Rob again. Rob, how many breakout sessions can there be, and how many presenters and attendees max per breakout meeting?
Yes.
Again, the answer is yes. The answer is, what's the limit?
What do you need?
What do you need? Exactly. We can put as many as we want. Again, the attendees, so there's two things to take into account. It's whether it's live or on demand. If it's on demand, it's just watching content, just like on YouTube or on any other platform. So anybody can go in and watch the content of a breakout that has been put there on demand. So you got to think about live or pre-recorded. If it's live, then we can put many sessions live. And so if you got a breakout session and there's 50 people, well, we'll have to create tables of 9. So, 11 tables of 9 or not 11, but whatever. I'm not counting straight. But again, if it's a live event, whether it's a plenary or a breakout, people join in groups of 8 or 9, 9 including yourself.
Right. But right now, we're limited to around 12,000 simultaneous users connected
on the platform,
and we're working on expanding that.
Yeah.
But that's on the overall platform, not just on a specific conference.
And one good thing to say about that is that it's 12,000 into one stream. We can have multiple events the same day. So it doesn't mean that if we have 12 events and that adds up to 12,000 people, we cannot add another event that same day. It's unlimited what we can use from, we're streaming from AWS, so Amazon Web Services. They're the biggest in the world. They're the most accurate, the most solid. I think their accuracy rate, I read the other day, 99.96% or something like that.
No, it's 99999. There's 7 nines.
So
the standard is like you have to have 99.9. But then the numbers of 0.9s that you have after the 0.9 is what is really makes it just the stability and all that stuff. So I think it's 7 nines after the 0.6, maybe. Something like that.
Super accurate. So AWS is a great partner. We've been talking to them, and they know what we're coming up with, and they say, you know what? Bring it in, as you wish. Their capabilities, I think their main servers are in Virginia, and there's 2 locations. I can't remember which one, Virginia and somewhere else. Anyways, it's huge. I mean, it's like the possibilities are endless. Next question from Jason again in Winnipeg. Can you talk about how it would work with 3 different locations are involved in an event, meaning 3 different speakers, how easy it is? Winnipeg, Montreal, London, for example. Yes, and again, we can either use the platform to do this, or we can use different studios and have all the signal brought into one main a control room where we can switch in and out. But if you use the platform to do it, basically, let's say Winnipeg is your main stream out, these people could come in at a virtual table, and once you're ready to put them live, use the button, and now they become live and you see them all on the platform. So there's several ways of doing that, but one way is that you could have Winnipeg, Montreal, and London all onto the same window. You see the 3 streams all together, and these guys are talking to one another. So yes, this is possible, and it's pretty easy to do, but there's several ways of doing it. So it just depends on how the client feels comfortable, but we can either use a platform, we can get a stream out of Zoom, out of Teams, out of anywhere, and just embed it into the platform. I mean, there's many possibilities towards that.
Right. If I just piggyback on that very quickly, because thank you for that question, Jason. I think it's becoming more and more apparent that a lot of people want to see the back end and how the controls and all that stuff. So we'll be organizing that shortly. But once, Jason, you see how we do it from the back end and how we patch stuff through, that will be clearer for you as well.
Awesome. Mark Bowling, just as a note, after you ask a question, there is the ability to click the button that I assume says another, and you can ask another question. You know better than me. I haven't lived the experience on the other side. I'm always presenting from this side. So hopefully it works. If not, we'll make sure it works.
That's an excellent idea, Mark.
Yep. Edward. I don't know if that button was there or not. I assume that he was talking that the button is there, but if not,
It's not.
It's not. Okay, so we'll add it. Edward from AVT in San Francisco. It's pretty early down there. I hope you're having a good coffee. Great presentation. Thank you, gentlemen, from AVT. How many remote presenters can there be for a session? What is the max? Basically, there is no max because we can, if we wanted to do it on the platform, we can bring people as guests at a table and then show them live, right? So we could switch from different peoples at different tables and then show them live. So there's many locations that we can put.
I think what a challenge is not necessarily the limitations of the platform as much as the efficiency of how we are patching people through and how much information we can have in one simple stream and how we can absorb and retain that information. I think there's a bigger question around it about not just how many presenters do we have simultaneously, but how that is replicated into the guest experience and how they're receiving the content. And I think that's, I'm gonna take just a right turn here for a brief minute. One thing that is important to understand is that a lot of our customers have an understanding of what a physical event is, and we need to understand what objectives they want to get to through that, and how we can better use the platform to attain that objective. Sometimes the path might not be the same as it is in a physical event. So we have to look at how the overall objective of the presentation and of the meeting, and then how we can leverage all the tools to attain the objective. Sometimes the path is not the same as in a physical event.
Awesome. Next question. We've got 5 left, guys, and then we're going to call it quits. But you're invited to stay at your virtual tables, discuss, move from tables, and go talk to other people. We've got Christian here, and I think Sebastian that are going from tables to tables to talk with people. So if you stay there, I might be able to log in also and go talk to you personally. Nuno, yes, he's Portuguese. So boa tarde.
Thanks for the clarification.
I have another question. Can a participant share a PowerPoint and her camera with the room? Thanks. We're working right now on the possibility to present live from your own location, so from home, basically. And there's few issues out there that we're still sorting out. But yes, there will be a way for somebody to do a breakout rooms, for example, and share his camera, picture-in-picture with camera, and then a slide, and then be able to synchronize all of that. And it's going to be automatically done so that us productions don't have to do it. The speaker does it himself. We're still working on details for that. There's a few issues, but yes. So basically what it means is that you could have a breakout room. The doctor is in Philadelphia, and you've got 100 people attending. He's at home in his office in his home, and he's sending his PowerPoint. We're seeing him on his webcam, and what you're seeing is picture of the doctor, his slides, he's talking. We're all sitting like now at virtual tables, and then ask a video question, and he would, with his module, with his computer, he would be able to take questions in from guests coming in from all over the world. So that's the idea. We're not there yet, but we're working on it so that it works pretty soon.
And one of the challenge there is to ensure that we have a presenter dashboard from home that is as user-friendly gets. Because we understand that presenters are not techs. We don't expect them to be techs, and we don't want to have them have to experience a complicated process. So we're trying to streamline that process so that it's as user-friendly as possible, and that when they're connected, they browse, upload their PowerPoint, boom, go, and it's done. So really a few clicks from doing that to all the tables.
Cool.
So, yeah. that covers.
Obrigado, Nuno, obrigado. Mark, maybe you can do it, press to talk. Not sure what you meant by that, Mark. Yes, press to talk. We could change the name of the button, actually, and I can't remember what it is
Talk live.
Talk live. So you could, thank you, Joe.
Camera operator got the answer.
Camera operator has the answer. That's good. So talk live. So that button can be changed probably to be press to talk, or to, we can label it pretty much the way we want. Amber again, thanks for the first answer, gents. How about board meetings and board member voting? And yes, we've run into that. There's a lot of question on that. There's associations that have meetings, member meetings, where people have to vote. Some of them have multiple votes, others not. And so yes, we're working on that voting function. And later on in probably November, where we're going to be more concentrating into the voting function of it. But yes, it's a great idea, because we've had lots of requests where, hey, we've got an association and we've got 300 members, and some of them have 2 votes, some of them have 1 vote. How can we do this? And we're working on a solution for that. So yes, it works for board member voting as well. That's not an issue. And it's give us some time, basically, because it's more complex, and we want to focus on delivering this whole experience, and then adding on all the different little features here and there. Jonathan, can you talk about lead generation and what tracking capabilities there are for attendees? And I'll let my favorite sales guy.
Well, I ain't selling, I'm presenting, and I'm not sure I understand the question completely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back to you offline and make sure we look at that, because I'm not sure you understand the full extent as to what you talk about when you talk about lead generation and capabilities for attendees. But what I'll expand on is that if you're talking specific to Virtual Expo, part of our development is to incorporate an API that would tie in directly to the exhibitor's CRM for everybody that visited the virtual booth, and that would feed directly into their CRM, and then even into their supply chain management if I was to do transactional in a booth. So we're looking at expanding those capabilities. Hopefully it answers your question. If it doesn't, we'll reconnect, and I'll try to do that.
Awesome. We've got. Are we done? Oh, I think we're done. No, we've got Kirk. Well, that's just a comment, but thank you, Kirk. Really, he says, gentlemen, thank you for your time this morning and for bringing your association brothers and sisters in on this I-Value solution. I'm off to my next meeting. Stay healthy, Kirk. Kirk is in LA with VCI. Patrick used to work with VCI, and we thank you so much. This really means a lot to us coming in from you. Richard, do we need an AW box for each remote presenter? Not each presenter, but each studio. Basically, you would have a studio in any location where you'll have a broadcasting team with a full tech support and all of that. Yes, you would need an AW box, and we can get those from AW. They're called AW Elemental Link, and we can purchase them for you and send it to you. We just pass on the fees. Basically, the reason why we need to buy them is they configure it for our platform. So once we get them, they're already pre-configured. You get an SDI in, Cat5 out, and we link to the internet, and it's super. So it's more technical, but for those technical, yes, we would need for every studio a virtual box. I think that's the last question. I think we're done. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Patrick, for sharing this with you. It's been a roller coaster ride, guys. You can't imagine what we've been through in the past few months. It's been a roller coaster ride for our guys, our technicians, and we thank them to be still with us today. And these guys are awesome. We don't want to lose them. Our industry is suffering big time. The event industry, I mean, and so we think that this connection can help us get out of that slump, because companies still have to communicate, right? People need to communicate, and how do you communicate to a group of 1,000 people or 500 people? we think this is a great solution. It's not the only one, but we think we got a great solution for you guys, and hopefully we can work together. Patrick, I don't know if you want to end with something, and maybe end with, go on tables.
Well, that's what I was going to say, and I'm going to piggyback to what I said earlier. Take the time, go roam around on the platform, go see other tables, there's a lot of, well, there's not a lot. Everybody is great people on this presentation. Go roam around, go make new friends. You'll never know when this friendship might come handy. And I'm going to go meet Sébastien and Christian, and we'll see you on the virtual platform at the table. Thank you so much again for the time.
I know there's more questions coming in. Guys, copy and paste, send me an email. We'll answer those questions by email because we're pretty much 90 minutes, close to 90 minutes into it. But again, thank you. Thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy. That's the most important thing.
And thank you to our whole team of technicians, audio, lighting, camera, PowerPoint, everybody working on the platform. Very grateful to have you on the team and very grateful to have you on this presentation. Thank you again, and we'll see you around. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.